It's had many names, but only one NFL team over the years. We're at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And here we go from Miami. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. Tough one to retain through that hit. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Back to the air. Allen. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Allen. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete, 4th down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That goes as a punt of 43 yards. And it'll be Dolphins football. To throw here on 1st down. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Now he'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And the Bills get it off his 50th career INT.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Receiver in motion, headed right. Wideouts getting involved in the ground game. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
It just feels like any time this guy touches the ball, it's a big play waiting to happen. He could be lined up wide, or when they use him as a runner, if someone doesn't get a hand on him quick, he's gone.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
56, 56. What is that?
On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Alert! Half 85, half 85.
Running back, motioning right.
Go.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That finds his man, it's Keon Coleman. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Running out of the gun with Davis. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
Alert, alert, alert. Go.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty.
Alert! Alert! Hey, home. What's that?
They'll run here following the penalty. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. 7 yards there, and that brings up 2nd down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
What's that?
Play action now with Allen. Finds Kincaid. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
What's that?
Handoff here to Davis. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Out. What's that?
They'll go again with Davis. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Regular. Sunday. Gun. What's that?
From the shotgun, it's Allen. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Has this at the 6. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Opening carry for Devon Achane. He's out in the clear. 30. The 10. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins need only one to take the lead. Devon Achane with a touchdown. Nevis with a point after. And the Dolphins take a 4-point lead. Nevis ready to send this one away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. From the 35 on 2nd down. Complete to Coleman. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Putting a receiver in motion. Davis up the middle. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. It was the rookie from USC who got there for that tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Handoff now to the receiver. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. We're back for the 2nd quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They have 3rd down and 8. Allen setting up to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Connection made to Coleman. Has some room to work. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills take a 2nd quarter lead. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Bills push their lead to 3. Pass now to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And this one's incomplete, too low as it skips off the ground. That one intended for Jalen Waddle. And now they face 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Back to throw now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he gets this forward to the 19.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 19. This one's knocked away, so that's incomplete, and now we've got a flag down. This may be against the offense as well. You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Running it after the penalty. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 4 yards does get him back to even, partner, but they're left with 3rd and 10 now.
You know, Kate, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throw is caught by the back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. And they make the tackle. I'm not sure that was an advisable gamble in this spot, Brock, as they turn it over on downs.
Alert, alert, alert! Stop, 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 stop. We got it.
1st down throw for Allen. Connection made to Tremble. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now. From the 28. He finds Kincaid. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Up the middle, Hubbard. Has a lane past the 45. Down the sideline inside the 30. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Half 85, half 85.
Man in motion here. 1st and goal, Hubbard. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Needing 10 yards now as they line up at 2nd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. And it's the Bills with 10 to go still on 2nd down.
Five wide. Pass.
Trying it again with Hubbard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
All 52.
Receiver in motion going left. 3rd and goal for Allen. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. The Bills will turn to their kicker, Tyler Bass, for the field goal try. This one from an even 40 yards out. Amendola able to put it through. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
60 by 6. Here we go.
They'll start the drive with Achane. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line. 2nd and 6 now. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, Kate, we see this all the time at every level of football. You've got to catch it first. It's just like when a receiver receives a handoff. You've got to secure the ball, then let your athleticism take off.
3rd down run from Achane. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line. To the air now on 1st and 10. On the move, headed right. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Let's go.
Dropping back to throw. Chased out to his right. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. And the Bills get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Middle.
That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. So it's 2nd down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
On second down, it's Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Alert!
They send a man in motion. Allen on third down. Completed to his running back. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Amendola able to put it through. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Benson's got it. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's 2nd and 5. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Throwing from the gun here. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. So 2nd down coming up. They've got a man in motion. Another throw here on 2nd down. This reeled in by Benson. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. Bass now to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action here. That's going to be caught. Tony Pollard. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just one. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
19, line. Set.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be first down, Miami.
19. Ready. Hut, hut.
Running with A-Chain out of the gun. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Set, go.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Here we go. Set. Ready, ready.
They'll throw it. That's caught for the first. And in for the Miami touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Pass, 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 pass. Look out.
This drive will begin with Hubbard. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
What's that?
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Finds Kincaid. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Half 85, half 85. What's that?
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And there wasn't much he could do there. A small gain to the 43. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Stop, 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 stop.
Motioning left is their running back. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their 1st time out, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Half, 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 half. What's that?
From the 43. That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Now Allen off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Another try following the sack. Gets this to Kincaid. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
Allen on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Hubbard trying this up the gut. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Bills ball. We'll see if they can hang on to this lead till the end. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running back sent in motion. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach 3rd down.
The offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills grow the lead to 7. Bass on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills grow their lead to 8. Bass now to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They're going play action. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. There it is. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins down by only 2 in the 4th. So now a big spot for the Dolphins here as they line up for 2. Let's go. He's throwing for it. They draw up just the right throw, and we're tied. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the 2nd half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
Good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. Take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. out and set. 1st and 10.
Alert!
They send a receiver in motion right.
What's that?
1st down throw for Allen. He finds Kincaid. On the move, past the 40. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Alert! What's that?
Here's Hubbard on the give. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Middle. Half. What's that?
It's Allen out of the pistol. Throwing the out route complete. And this one doesn't go far.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but you stay on top of the deep threat.
And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this 3rd down.
Fifty-six. Go.
Allen looking to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Moore's got it. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6.
Hey, tight.
Here's a give to Hubbard. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Back to throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play. Well, they got the chance to kick a potential game winner, Kate, and that's all that kicker wanted, a chance. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. And all he can hope now, tie game late here, is that his counterpart across the way, warming up in that kicking net, well, he doesn't get the chance to end it himself.
Nothing for him on that play as we've hit the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 21-yard line.
Set up. 18, Pioneer. 18, rep. 18, rep. Go.
He's going to throw this one. Finds his man, Waddle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And we get a timeout. There's an injured player out there, and it's not somebody this offense wants to lose. Jalen Waddle, the man shaken up. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. They run the counter to HN. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
At the Bills' 20-yard line.
They'll stick with A-Chain. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Okay, ready.
All right, it's a nickel set for the Bills. 3rd down.
19 tight. 19 tight. Set up.
To throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. You know what I love about that, Kate? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Alert, alert, alert. 5 wide, 5 wide, 5 wide. Is it?
Back to throw. He's got a man left. And he's brought down after a short gain. Now the Bills use their 3rd and final timeout. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And the Dolphins make the play that should win them this game. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.